From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
Yep, that's it. It's Taylor 500 help. Is your furnace working okay? Is your insulation up to par? Is everything in your house warm and cozy? Because if it's not, call the guys at Taylor 500 help. They are here to help you, all your home air conditioning and plumbing needs. Taylor has a wonderful, talented staff of repair guys that can come out, make sure that everything is working up to par in your house. They install all types of furnaces, including propane or natural gas. So schedule an appointment today to get that furnace checked before all that snow blows in from Buffalo. You want to make sure that you're checked out there in Rochester with Taylor 500 help. You need a big snow blower? Depending on where you are between Rochester and Buffalo and all points in between, you're going to need to see my friends at Precision Lawn and Garden, Justin and Kimberly. They're right up there, 195 North Avenue in Webster. They will get you the big daddy of all snow blowers. They know all the best brands, the ones that are going to suit your driveway, your sidewalks, whatever you need. It's going to be easiest to handle. They are the experts. They've been serving Rochester and surrounding areas since 1969. So they know a thing or two about big old snow blowers, the kind that you're going to need if you're going to be in the midst of that storm that's coming this weekend. So we want you to give them a call, go up and see them. Again, it's Precision Lawn and Garden. They're our friends, Kimberly and Justin. And hey, Revere Realty, if you need your house sold, if you need to buy a home, Revere Realty, we are your one-stop shop for buying and selling your home. We're not the biggest real estate agent, right? We're not ginormous, but we're just the right size to make sure you get the right deal for your budget, your family's budget, so you can find that forever home, or you can sell your home and you can go on the road in that RV and tour the country or whatever you want to do. It's Revere Realty. So call us. We have the connections. We can get it done for you. Reach out, 585-467-1776. That's 467-1776. And make sure that you support our advertisers. They support us here on the We the People Podcast Network and Kimberly's Revolution.
Hello there.
Hello.
Live from the We the People broadcast studio in cloudy 37-degree Irondequoit, New York, and from her undisclosed South Carolina lair. Now, I tried to put the band back together, damn it. Here she is. It's Kimberly Ray.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Welcome to Kimberly's Revolution. We are so glad that you're here with us today on the We the People Podcast Network. The name of today's show is You Want to See My Red Rocket? Because I'm pretty sure the people in Poland did not. You want to see my red rocket? That is the name of today's show. We'll get into the Ukraine and Poland and Russia here in just a little bit. I just have a question. Why are we still sending money to Ukraine? I would say the Ukraine, but
party can get some funds out of it.
Is that what we call money laundering?
Used to be. I don't know what they call it now.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to Kimberly's Revolution. The name of today's show is You Want to See My Red Rocket? Because yes, we are immature and childish. I am Kimberly. Sitting across from me, about 600 and some miles away, is of course Just Tom. Just Tom joining us. We're a little late today. And Justin is here with us, our producer who makes everything happen.
He deserves that today.
Yeah,
on Kimberly's Revolution.
Is that because I was late today?
He deserves the Justin comment.
Justin. No, it's Austin. I'm sorry. But Austin, we're glad he's here. We were worried about him. So Austin is joining us today as our producer. I'm just kidding. He's giving the big thumbs up. We appreciate
it
Austin
today because we almost had the counselor in the building here, and
I can't believe that. I think you're just making that up.
The late show start, he had to go pick up one of the kidlets and bring them to work. So unfortunately, he had parenting duties today. So
yeah. So Chad is not here. He had some time today. He was going to join us, but unfortunately cannot. Saying hi to everyone that's checking in online, Carol and Joy and Janet and Steve and all you guys. Glad you guys are here with us for a great show. I just want to say that for all the people that have been saying, oh, the interest rates are going to hold people back from buying homes, there's no one interested in buying homes. I want to say that the home I listed last Monday in Hamlin has been sold. As of today, we are under contract. We had an open house on Saturday that
Show me the money.
Tom was the hostess with the mostest. And we had a couple of people come through the open house. I will tell you that in 1 week, we sold this house in Hamlin. It was nicely priced at $200,000. It has a pool. It had a 2-tier deck. It was really redone inside from top to bottom. And we sold it in a week. And I had 6 offers yesterday. And we escalated. So for those who say the market is dead, you can't sell houses in New York because there's nothing happening, you are absolutely wrong. There are still people out there that are tired of paying rent and they want to own a piece of something. They want something. And so we did sell that house in Hamlin. We did it in a week and we went over asking, which sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't. But I will tell you, it didn't go for crazy over asking. There were probably about 8-9 months ago where houses were going 50 over asking. That didn't happen with this house. I think it was reasonably priced. And I think reasonably priced houses sell in the Rochester and surrounding area market. We priced it right. It sold in 5 days. I'm excited about that.
Well, the general real estate principle of supply and demand here, just because interest rates are up and the demand might be somewhat less, but there's still no supply. And until supply increases to match demand, we're going to still see houses that sell. Yeah. So there's no true bargains out there yet. We'll wait. Usually the Thanksgiving to Christmas market, the real estate, dies down a little bit. And I was talking to a couple of real estate brokers today, and I guess they are slow. Mm-hmm. So there's less mortgage applications.
Yeah.
So I would suspect in the next 6 months, especially through the winter here, that we're going to start seeing a slowdown. But until we get more supply of homes, hey, the sellers are still in control here.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty excited that we sold this house in Hamlin. So if you are in need of a house and you want us to help you find a house, or you'd like us to help sell your house, we can do that at Revere Realty.
Yeah.
I just want to know how much of this house is selling for. The Christmas
$1 million.
No, the Christmas Story house. Did you see that?
I did not know.
The Christmas Story house in Cleveland is up for sale.
Is that the poke your eye out house?
Yes.
With the BB gun?
Yeah, you'll put your eye out.
Right.
You put your eye out, kid.
I'm a big Christmas Story guy. I mean, obviously I've seen it, but
why are you so weird?
It's not a family tradition of ours.
You're so weird. Your whole family is weird. How can you not love a Christmas story? There it is, right there. There's Ralphie. And I think there's going to be the new Christmas Story is coming out on HBO Max. I don't know if it's already on HBO Max, but just for people who love a Christmas Story, it's Ralphie when he's grown up. So I can't wait to see that. It's on HBO Max. But the Christmas Story house in Cleveland is up for sale. It's been transformed into a museum, right? And a bed and breakfast in recent years. This guy, he purchased the house for $150,000 on eBay in 2004. He announced that he's putting up.
Wait, don't tell me. Wait, I don't know anything. I'm gonna guess $650,000.
I don't know. The price has not been disclosed. They're only taking serious buyers only. The for sale sign is up in front of the house where the leg lamp is. And the famous leg lamp, fragile.
My neighbor has a leg lamp in his window.
I have a leg lamp ornament. I mean, who doesn't? But and I think it comes with an acre and a third.
Oh, nice.
And it includes the Bumpus's house, which I love. I love that.
So we're going to buy this place. What do you think?
Yeah, and I know some people are saying, and we've always known that the Christmas Story house is in Cleveland. The movie itself took place in Indiana in the 40s. So anyway, someone says, "Hey, I can't believe I was able to get 2.49 for a new truck through my bank."
Really?
Hey, good for you, Kara. That's awesome.
Real good.
That is
So it looks
awesome.
like any house that you'll see in the South Wedge or over in Park Avenue area. I mean, there's nothing fancy about the house.
No, there's really not. I mean, the house in Hamlin was nice, and
Would you
it's a,
rather own that house or the Brady Bunch house?
I don't, I don't like the Brady Bunch house. I thought
What is the most famous TV house, movie house?
I don't know. It's a good
Well,
question.
we've had the one from what, Halloween? Didn't we have that house?
Wait, the most famous house. So you're talking TV house or movie house? Because I was gonna say it's probably the one, with the New York. Oh, what is it? I can't think of the name. It's a scary movie. It's got the weird glass window. You
Oh,
know, you know what I'm talking
one,
about.
yeah, the one with the birds or
It
whatever.
starts with an A. I can't think of the name of
Alfred
it.
Hitchcock movie.
No, it wasn't an Alfred
Amityville?
Hitchcock movie.
Amityville Horror.
Amityville Horror. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Austin.
I got you.
Thanks.
I was thinking the one with the sun in the window in the attic. What was that one? Psycho.
Oh, Psycho. Yeah, I have no idea. If you
That was a
are, but
motel.
Amityville, thank
It
you.
was a
There was.
motel. What was the one where the guy in the attic window and he would look out the attic window?
Oh, it might have been Psycho. Like that was next to the motel. I guess.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
All right, you want to see my red rocket? Because I don't
no.
think Poland did. I mean, you could look at this situation two ways, right? Okay, so you could look at it two ways. So let's break this down. The missile that was fired on Poland, which is a NATO country, was now, as we know, fired by the Ukraine. So so you can either say, okay, it wasn't, it happened. Ukraine was returning fire on Russia, and oopsie, one of our missiles went into Poland. But they stood firm, Ukraine did, that it was a Russian missile, right? They lied right up to the very end till they couldn't lie anymore because of the investigation, because they went out there and saw, okay, this isn't a Russian missile. This is a Ukraine missile that was fired from the Ukraine. So I don't know if it was a U.S. missile that, we had sent. But anyway, 2 men died. 2 farmers in Poland died because of a Ukrainian missile that was fired, that they denied, clear up until the very end. So you could either look at it two ways. One, it's all of a sudden a conspiracy, and people are just lying because they don't want World War III to happen, because if Russia fires a missile on a NATO country, all hell is going to break loose. Or two, It was a Ukraine missile. It is true. But I mean, the problem is we are funneling money to Ukraine to do this nonsense. And Ukraine knew the entire time that it was denying it, that it was a Russian missile. And what's the situation here? I mean, we're still funneling what, $39 billion to Ukraine? How about they fund their own war and keep their freaking missiles to themselves, right? I mean,
the American First agenda. That's not it's not going very well with the Democrat Party.
We are being fleeced by the Ukraine government. And in Poland, here's the crazy thing I can't understand. Poland is the one apologizing, right? They apologized after the Ukraine insisted initially that they were Russian missiles. And the Polish said, well, we're sorry that, you have to take the blame for this. I don't even understand.
Well, they're very nice people in Poland.
Poland, they very much are.
Right.
And so here we are. We have the missiles that have been fired. Apparently, World War III has been averted, but it seems to me
for now
that they're really trying Ukrainian people to push the envelope. I mean, the whole situation is beyond me.
Yeah, they want to get NATO into the war against the Soviets, the Russian
the Russians
country. Yeah.
I mean, and NATO is
to me, they'll always be the Soviet Union.
the Soviet Union.
Tear down that wall.
Right? The Belgian defense minister said preliminary investigations indicate that it was a Ukrainian missile. All the while, Ukraine's going, "Oh, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. It wasn't us." And if you look at that map right there, I just want to. How many people, even on a map, could point out Poland and Ukraine? I bet the majority of Americans have no idea and could not put those countries on a map if their life depended on it.
I would bet that the majority of Americans couldn't find Indiana on a map, and you expect them to find Poland and Ukraine?
I think it's time to stop with the funding of Ukraine. I think it's time to put the $37 billion that we're laundering through Ukraine back into American pockets.
Well,
And
how
if
else
Ukraine wants,
how else are they going to fix all these elections, Kimberlina, unless they get money that comes back from somewhere?
if Ukraine wants to fight a war with the Russians, be our guest. Go right ahead.
Be our guest.
But the question
be our
is,
guest.
someone saying you do not have the right facts on the missile shot. Look up the information. There were Russian missiles being fired onto the Ukraine at the time. I don't care.
I heard they were
I don't care.
Ukraine anti-aircraft missile that kind of went astray.
Here's what
I
happened.
heard. Does anybody really know anything anymore?
I'm gonna just tell you this right now. 2 people in Poland are dead, who would have otherwise been alive had the Ukraine's not been firing back. I don't care. I want Ukraine to be done. Do your own thing. No more money to Ukraine. Figure it out. Let Zelensky, who thinks Americans are fools, right? That we're buying the whole sham. I mean, he thinks we're idiots.
Well, is he wrong? We are idiots.
Big time idiots. Let's hear from General Milley on the Ukraine.
He's back in the news?
Yeah.
We, the United States, are determined to continue to support Ukraine with the means to defend themselves for as long as it takes.
Uh-oh.
But at the end of the day, Ukraine will remain a free and independent country with its territory intact. And
we'll do whatever it takes to launder money through Ukraine.
It takes. That
as
sounds
long
like
as it
another
takes.
Afghanistan to me.
Here's the problem. What war and what country will support the next Democratic presidential nominee?
Right.
What war and what country wants to put another Democratic president in power in the U.S. so the funding can continue, so the flow of money can continue out of the United States of America? Again, I say to Ukraine, if you want to fight a war with Russia, do your thing, but do it on your own money. We're out of money. Big Daddy is out of money, right?
Maybe all those politicians that took kickbacks from FTX should give that money to the shareholders that are all broke.
Tom, stop. It's ridiculous.
What the hell? I mean, millions of dollars, billions of dollars just disappeared in crypto. And hey, it's gone. You know, hey, I don't know where it went. It's gone.
Didn't we talk to a crypto guy?
We did. Yeah.
Did we talk to the crypto guy they're trying to get back from the Bahamas?
I think he said to invest in FTX, Kimberly. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but this is the granddad that died in the Ukraine, in Poland, from the Ukrainian missile, and this is the other guy. They're both farmers, both of them minding their own business, right?
Yeah,
minding their own business.
A nice suit for a farmer.
Enough is enough with Ukraine. I'm done with them. You know, figure it out on your own. I love the Ukrainian people here in the United States. That's great. I support you. I do not support any more money going to that country. Figure it out, Putin. I don't, Pooty Poot is going to do what he does. So figure it out. So what do we think about soon to be President Trump?
Wow.
What do we think?
That's a loaded question.
What do we think?
Unfortunately, I think the man was there at the right time in 2016, and I think he hit lightning in a bottle, but I think he needs to step aside, honestly.
Former President Donald Trump, there he is. announced yesterday that he will seek the Republican presidential nomination
Probably
in
win.
2024 in order to make America great and glorious again. Let's see what he has to say.
All right.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
What did those tickets cost to get in there?
There he is. Yeah, Trump told the crowd that was gathered at Mar-a-Lago, that is his residence there in Palm Beach, Florida, surrounded by allies, advisors, conservative influencers. He delivered the speech, and it seemed to go over well. Here's what I love. President Biden, during the speech, was sending out emails, fundraising emails in the middle of that speech. You think they're kind of running scared? They
He
should be
was?
running scared.
He doesn't
Yes.
even know what email is.
President Biden's people that run him
Right.
were sending out fundraising emails in the middle of Donald Trump's re-election
Yeah.
speech last night at Mar-a-Lago.
And that's the reason why, unfortunately, President Trump should not run for re-election. He's too polarizing. There's too many people that their base, the Democrat base, there's too many people that just will support the Democrats because they hate him.
I think, and all I could think of last night when I saw this on Donald Trump was, the Eminem song, "It Feels So Empty Without Me." The song,
Right.
The controversy, "It Feels So Empty Without Me." All I could think of was that song. And here's what I think. I think everyone saying, "Hey, nobody wants Trump, nobody wants Trump, nobody wants Trump." He feeds off that, right? Yeah. Trump needs that opposition. He needs that to push back on. This is what's going to propel Trump into 2024 presidential seat again, because he needs the attention. He thrives in that kind of antagonistic atmosphere. The media are pushing back. And by the way, the media make a shit ton of money off of Trump, 100%. Right? Look, the media aren't doing very well now. CNN
go way up once his name gets mentioned.
Exactly. Trump needs and thrives on the controversy and the opposition. He needs all of that in order to succeed. And as long as he gets it, he'll be reelected again in 2024, because I think the more pushback against him is going to propel him back to the White House. I mean, the controversy is President Trump's friend, right? He's a fighter on the streets. He's a guy that will go head to head with you. He found the system. He used the system to his benefit, and then he told everyone the system's rigged, and it made people angry. And here we are today, looking at the guy going, "We need this guy back in the White House, right? We need Trump."
Well, there was a reason why 150 million votes were cast in 2020, because he's just the magnet. He's the big magnet. The conspiracy theory I heard today was the only reason why he's running for now is so that they won't indict him, because you can't have one political party indict a candidate from the other side. It just looks like you're, so they're thinking he's stalling by saying this early that he's running for president, that he's just trying to keep the Democrat dogs off of him.
Yeah. Someone says, I think he drives people away. I don't think he drives people away. I think he drives people to him that understand what he did for the country. And I saw a really funny meme today. Can we show that meme, Austin? Up on our page. Do you have that meme?
Funny.
Grow a pair, right? Oh, he's so, here's my feel. Stop it. And grow some balls. I think he is.
I mean, is that proper English there? Wouldn't it
it
be,
does. It
wouldn't it
does.
be two testes? Isn't
I,
testicles plural in itself?
testes is, yeah. I don't know. Listen, I don't do the memes. I just find
Wouldn't it
them
be,
funny.
I'm writing you a prescription for testicles?
Maybe I have no idea.
I'm not
I
sure.
need.
Austin. How's that go?
Let's a specific number of testicles.
This is the hat that I need next. I've already got a Trump hat, but I need this next hat. Do we see the hat? Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Wear that on an airplane. See how many people you piss off. They'll be calling for you to be, hauled off the plane. But the bottom line is the media really have a lot to do with this because the media makes money off of Trump.
They sure do.
They need President Trump. And I'll give you a couple of examples. The New York Times, the subscriber numbers were huge when Trump was president, and they slumped, flatlined during the time Biden has been the president, right? CNN's ratings were horrible. They're horrible now. Who's that one guy that was on nights? And basically he was demoted to mornings because if you know anything about national TV on CNN, it is a demotion to go to mornings. I mean, he had his own show at night. I can't think of his name. He's on CNN. He's one of those asshats.
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon because CNN is in the toilet. They need Donald Trump because during the Donald Trump years, MSNBC was doing well. CNN was doing fantastic, making money hand over fist. The Washington Post, their subscriber numbers were through the freaking roof. They're making money off Trump. They think he's going to lose, but as long as he's in the headlines, their subscriber numbers go straight up.
Unfortunately, there's not enough people legally in this country that would vote for Donald Trump that could get him the victory. There's just isn't. There's too many people.
That's what they said to begin with.
There's too many people that are just would vote against him as opposed to people that would vote for him.
I disagree. That's what everyone said in 2016. That's the exact same thing.
Hillary was a bitch. I mean, let's face it.
Hillary had her supporters.
Hated her.
Right? I mean, it has been done before. I forget who the president was that was president, sat out a couple of years, and then ran again and was reelected. Was it one of the old dudes way back in the day?
Grover Cleveland. Yeah, I was going to.
Grover Cleveland. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He invented the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They sold the let's hate on Trump. I mean, yes, Don Lemon. So, the fact of the matter is, as long as the opposition and the controversy is there to feed Trump and his supporters, he'll be okay. If they jump on the Trump train, then there might be a problem. But he needs that. He needs that force.
The Republicans establishment in Washington will do everything they can to team up with the Democrats to defeat Trump.
And they should, because that's what Trump
they all
needs.
played nice. Once he won the election, your senators and your congressmen, they all stood in line and they kissed the ring and they played phony, and Lindsey Graham and the rest of them and Mitch McConnell, and they won't do that again. So he's on his own.
He was on his own from the beginning, Tom.
Well, he's not going to get that anymore. So it's gonna be even harder for him to win now than it was in 2016. It will be.
How much do you want to bet on it?
I'll bet you. I don't know. What do you want to bet? It's not like we could do dinner. You're not even here.
Because here's what I'm going to tell you right now. I saw ratings for a couple of radio stations the other day. And I don't care what you say. Nice never wins. Nice doesn't win. Nice
doesn't get me anywhere.
Nice gets you right in the freaking toilet. I looked at a couple radio stations and I went, Jesus Christ, that station is in the toilet. Nice gets you nowhere. Doesn't get you any money. It certainly doesn't get you any ratings because you need somebody to stir the pot in order for there to be excitement, in order for you to think, you know what, there is a chance, a possibility, a hope that things are going to get better. Is he a nice guy? No, it's not a nice guy. Are they nice people in there? Nah, they're not so nice on the air. But he tells it to you straight, right? The country's in the toilet. Interest rates are out of control. The inflation is ridiculous. You try to go and get a house, and the interest rate on a house is 7.8% when people were buying houses at 2.9% in 2017, 2018. So don't tell me that nice doesn't, that nice gets it done. It doesn't. Sometimes you need people to be mean and shake it up a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm not
That's all I'm
saying you need the reincarnation of George Bush here, but I mean, you can't have somebody run for election where more people hate him than you have people to vote for you. I mean, it's just the numbers just don't add up. I mean, I would vote for him.
I mean, Tom, I think there are a lot of people out there, just like in 2016, a lot of people just didn't say who they were voting for. I mean, you didn't get into conversations with people because they look down on you. They think that they're morally and educationally superior to you. Oh, you're a MAGA lover.
Right.
You have the intelligence of a worm. And so nobody wants to deal with that, which is far from the truth, of course. But there are those liberals out there that think that they are far superior than you if you are a MAGA lover, right?
Yeah,
people don't want to deal with that.
The Democrat Party have bought and paid not only for the minority vote because they've got a, social class that they need to support now, but they also have the Gen Z vote, which is another class of people that have signed up for the big government's going to take care of me and I don't need a job. And
right.
And these people, every year that goes by is another how many millions of new voters that show up that, they're dependent on the system. So I mean, I don't know. I honestly think that the Republican Party needs a new direction. They need to go to things that they don't want to say. Why can't a Republican be pro-choice? I mean, why does a Republican have to say that, if you're pregnant, you have to have the kid no matter what? I mean, why can't the Republican Party come into the 2022 year? And I mean, the Democrat Catholics, they vote for Democrats and they're supposedly, pro-life.
Yeah.
I don't really know why all this has happened. We've got ourselves into this pigeonhole now, and the Republican Party is not going to get out of their own way. They're the party of they don't support women. They're the party of push granny over the cliff and take her Social Security. Right,
which is not happening.
They're the party of give billionaires tax breaks. Whether their economic principles work or not, the Democrats have done an excellent job of just destroying the platform that has been successful. And Republicans need a new platform. And I don't think Donald Trump's the answer for that, honestly.
We'll see. We'll see. I think you're wrong, but we'll see. And don't get me wrong. I like DeSantis in Florida. I do. I agree. I see all your texts. I see all your people that are putting up DeSantis. I see that. I get it. I like DeSantis too from Florida. He is one of my favorites. But again, I think this country needs Donald Trump. I think they need, I think that we need today what we needed in 2016. And will it go that way? I don't know.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't know if he's electable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, you're watching Kimberly's Revolution. You're listening to Kimberly's Revolution. We are live on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel, Kimberly's Revolution. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Please support our advertisers. Revere Realty, of course. We help you buy and sell homes. And of course, Taylor Heating and Plumbing and Precision Lawn and Garden, where I hear there's a big storm coming. Is Rochester getting any of that snow, or is it all staying?
I think it's Lake Erie. It's coming.
Yeah.
There's like 2-3 feet in Buffalo. They're predicting.
Is there a home game this weekend?
There is.
Oh, boy.
But by Sunday, by kickoff, it's supposed to be in the 20s, but there's not supposed to be snow. It's just going to be cold.
How's Josh Allen? Is he going to be snowed in?
I don't know. He needs to fine tune his game a little bit. Every time he tries to play hero ball, things go bad. He's got to use his teammates.
Yeah. We were at a Clemson game on Saturday. We drove up to the Clemson game here in South Carolina, and I'd never been. I went to college at Northwest Missouri State University, small college, not on the scope at all of Clemson. But I will tell you, they had the stadium is amazing for one, and the tailgating is out of this world. But we were in the stadium. And they had this most amazing tribute to veterans, which, I mean, I couldn't believe what a great job that Clemson did with their tribute to the veterans. They had a guy that was a gunner pilot in World War II, flew 175 missions.
Wow.
And had 105 years old. They had him on the field. He was standing up on his own, waving, smiling. I mean, he had all of his facilities.
He's in better shape than me.
Yes. And I just thought, oh my God, this is fantastic. But they flashed up on the screen how many players from Clemson are in the NFL. And I had no idea. I mean, the list is lengthy of Clemson players over the years that have come out of that college and into the NFL. Some big names, you know? So I just thought that was. How many
people would take a knee in front of that guy?
I wanted Chad to talk about the former chief, Alan Laird.
Yeah, Chad was motivated to come here today. I don't know what happened, but I don't know.
So Swoop One, which was
right.
What's that?
Said, I don't know what happened today, but we started the show late a little bit.
I don't know what happened either.
Austin decided to take a nap.
Isn't Swoop One right next?
Yes, there are neighbors here on Titus Avenue.
And isn't Alan Laird? I mean, he comes in and out of that building, right?
I've never seen him. I wouldn't know Alan Laird if he ran over me with his car, but I hear yes.
So there's a former school security guard and a Greece police recruit. God help Greece right now. And that I don't know what's going on there. But this guy worked for Swoop One.
Right.
And he was arrested on child porn charges last week. And
both possession and distributing.
Yeah, he was at Spencerport High School. He was hired by the former police chief, Alan Laird. And on the day that the arrest was made public, the chief of the Irondequoit Police Department, Chief Laird, steps down, citing personal reasons. Why is that, you think?
Because he wanted to be with his family, Kimberly.
It had nothing to do with the fact that his company has been fined multiple times, suspected of employing guards who were unregistered and could not serve under the state regulations. So basically, Chief Alan Laird of the Irondequoit Police Department did not follow the laws set by the state when it came to his business. Is that correct?
That's the rumors that I'm hearing.
But since he was the police chief, he felt that he could break the rules. Possibly.
Well,
did he know that this?
Rules, but pretty much, there's a gray area to everything.
Did he know that Jason Lane was predisposed to pornography?
I'm sure he didn't.
I don't know. We don't know what Chief Laird knew or didn't know, and we certainly don't know, why he really stepped down from the position. But I think we can probably gather why he stepped down we can read the small print that no one wants us to read. But here's what I'm going to say. If you're going to be a police chief, you probably should run an organization on the side as your little side gig within the law, right? Just
Yeah.
because you're the police chief doesn't give you the right to break state regulations. You have to follow the law and the regulations set by the state, just like everyone else. You are not immune. So I think he resigned because he knows what's coming.
Do you know what I think, Kimberlina? I think he resigned because he makes more money hand over fist off the school districts than he does as chief of police.
But putting security guards who aren't qualified to work at school districts that are engaging in child pornography. Yeah, that sounds like a good job for him.
Yeah.
Hey, hire Swoop One school districts. They're full of child pornographers. 2 thumbs up. And that kind of conversation, you're not getting to get anywhere in Rochester because everyone's too afraid to talk about it. But yeah, you're going to hire an organization at a school district where guys aren't properly trained to work. School districts where now you have no idea where the next school shooting is coming from, where the next pornographic incident is going to come from. You have no idea. Are your children safe? Yes, they're safe with Swoop One, where we only hire child pornographers.
Right. I'm sure that's a slight exaggeration there, Kimberlina. But I'll tell you what, you think about it. Why would this industry, security guards, right? Why would this industry be any different than any other industry? I mean, nobody's working. Nobody wants to work. I mean, it's got to be hard to find people to be, to do anything these days. And maybe they're just desperate to find, people to work, and they're willing to take anybody. I mean, these people are being pushed around from company to company and this, that. And I mean, you just find a warm body that's willing to work. And you're like, okay, when do you start?
I know. It's sad, isn't it? It's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah. So maybe they pushed back some of their qualifications just because they needed people. That's no excuse,
I think Chief Laird, and this is my personal opinion. I can have a personal opinion. I think he stepped down because he knew it's going to get hot. He knows that his Swoop One is in violation of probably a multitude of rules and laws. He knows he's going to get dinged, and he's going to step down.
Yeah, probably.
And that's why he did it. So there you go. Speaking of children and keeping them safe, now, have you heard about this story out of Idaho?
No.
At this college in Idaho, where the University of Idaho students were slaughtered, 4 of them in an apartment. You didn't hear about this story?
No.
So it was over the weekend, and these beautiful kids.
Yeah,
beautiful kids. These are 2 of them, 2 girls. So they're out for a night of partying. In fact, I think one of them was on TikTok or Instagram, like just an hour before they were all killed. Someone comes into the apartment, and they described it as the most grisly, bloody crime scene that any of those officers have ever attended. Some of those officers has been on the force 25 years. So the 3 girls and 1 boy, all stabbed to death. And I look at my husband this morning and I'm like, how do you stab 4 of them and kill them all at the same time? And not just a little stabbing. I mean, there was blood coming down a side of a wall on the outside of the house. That's how saturated in blood this house was. You can go and find it. I think the Daily Mail, but it's a weird thing. So there's these 4 kids. They had been out to a party. They were seen at a food truck before they go back to their apartment. And now 4 of these kids are dead, stabbed to death. You can run from a knife, right? How do you kill 4 and all of them end up dead with a knife?
Because they probably knew the guy.
Yeah, but if you start stabbing 1, don't the other 3 either help or run out or try to escape? I mean, I don't know. It is a weird situation, but they came out with this video. So the last video of these kids to be seen is them on a street in Moscow, Idaho, and they're at a food truck, and there's a weird dude milling around in the back. Watch this. There's no audio to it. No audio. So they're milling around. See the two girls there? Those are the two of the girls. See that weird guy with the hat?
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy. He's walking around, puts up the hoodie. He's just kind of milling around. He's not doing anything. He's just kind of watching them. He's just kind of standing around. And again, this was just like an hour and a half, 2 hours before they were brutally murdered in their apartment. That guy right there. That's just standing there. These are two of the girls.
Wow.
You send your kids to college thinking they're going to be safe, right?
Especially in Idaho.
Well, I mean,
it's not Brooklyn.
Could happen anywhere. All of the victims are between the ages of, they're 20 and 21. When the girls move to one side of the food truck, he follows them and then stops. And he's kind of like moving with them. And when they move, he moves. And when they stop, he stops. And then he kind of mills around and he shuffles his feet. And I don't know if anyone else had been able to see that video, but I saw it today. And of course, the forensic file weirdo in me goes, oh my God, is that the suspect? And, the thing is, they don't have a suspect in custody, but they're telling everyone it's a one-off situation.
It's always the boyfriend, right?
The boyfriend of whom? Because there's so one of the guys and the one guy and one of the girls, they're together. And then it was two other girls. And I think if it was a boyfriend, he wouldn't be standing there like that, right? He wouldn't be, because that's weird behavior. They're all together, talking to friends. And he's the one odd dude out.
People in the world, just because the guy's standing there looking weird doesn't mean that he did anything. That's not.
Don't you watch any of these crime shows, Tom? It's always.
Is that a crime to stand behind a food truck and look weird?
He's the outlier. He's the only one that's not engaging.
Okay.
He's the outlier. He's again. Yeah.
All right.
But I just think that you see stuff like that, and then you think nobody is really safe anywhere, not in the small confines of this little college town in Idaho, not anywhere, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I know. So someone's saying, Tom, get with the program. You got to start watching the crime shows. Speaking of crime shows.
It doesn't work that way on NCIS.
I know.
It's always the first guy in the first scene. They'll show somebody and come back to him.
Let's show a picture of the mustache, shall we?
All right. Whoa, there he is. That's Connor.
Yeah. Do we have a picture of him? I don't see him. There he is. The PAB, the Police Accountability Bullshit. That's what I'm going to call it.
Have they been disbanded yet?
Accountability Bullshit. The mustache was found to be unsuitable for the executive director position. And my question is, the PAB is unacceptable.
Right.
Connor Dwyer Reynolds is unacceptable. Whoever did this report is also unsuitable. They're all unsuitable. The fact that the PAB is actually taking money from the taxpayers of Rochester, that's unsuitable and unacceptable. Who did the investigation? Did you see the story?
No. All I know is when he was here and he was on Jose Pio's show, I thought Connor was a reasonable, at least somebody that had some common sense. And he wasn't wacko enough for the wackos, so they whacked him.
They whacked him?
Yeah.
I don't know who did this report, but if Connor Dwyer Reynolds is unsuitable, the entire PAB is unsuitable. The whole lot of them. Get rid of them. The report, and I don't know who did the report, members of the PAB, because they can't be trusted to tie their own shoes, right? Yeah. They are a bunch of misfits that don't have brain one.
Has anything productive yet come out of this organization?
No. 2 years, $5 million a year.
Have any of their investigations brought any conclusions?
Haven't even started any investigations.
They had a bunch of people that showed up and complained about something, didn't they?
Have,
And they have
haven't followed through.
really.
No, 2
So
years.
they're all just collecting a paycheck, and the
Yep.
Democrat and Chronicles
Yep.
getting paid for their lease space. So
It's a
another
win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
That's $10 million in 2 years, guys. If you let me help you do the math, it's $5 million a year. It's $10 million a year that the PAB has been paid to date and not done a damn thing except for fight amongst themselves and kick themselves out of their little Mickey Mouse club.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to
That's
get
all they've
rich?
done.
You want to get rich? Start a non-for-profit and don't do anything.
The report concluded that Connor, the stash, exhibited poor leadership and inappropriate behavior with a pattern of rationalizing his behavior with policy interpretations that that he deemed were credible. Okay. It sounds like a typical narcissistic behavior to me, which is exactly what the whole PAB is. A
Right.
bunch of narcissists who think they're smarter than everyone else, who really aren't. They're dumber than a box of rocks, and they can't, come together to form a team to get anything done. Therefore, they should just be disbanded 100%. Why they're even still allowed to be getting paid on taxpayer money is beyond me.
I wonder now, again, Democrats vote for anything if they're told to, but I wonder now if they brought this PAB back up to a vote again. I mean, would people still vote for it? It's been 2 years. They've done nothing. $10 million down the drain. Nobody cares, Kimberly. Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
They should care.
Police accountability. There was nothing to be accountable for.
Yeah.
You had one crackhead that should have stayed in the hospital that they let him out, and now we've got this mess
Yeah.
because
And
Strong Memorial Hospital didn't do their job.
nobody did their job.
Right.
First off, the family, it all goes back to the family that, by the way, got paid,
Got paid,
right?
yep,
Got paid. Daniel Prude's family got paid.
sure
The
did.
PAB is getting paid. Everyone's getting paid,
But
but
the
you,
tax,
the hardworking people of Rochester, everyone's getting paid, right?
yeah,
There's some people that aren't going to get paid. About 10,000 Amazon employees are not going to get paid. Amazon is laying off 10,000 of their corporate and technology
Really?
employees. Do you know what that says to me?
says that Lori didn't buy enough stuff this year. That those packages just keep coming, Kimberlina.
So Amazon is laying off 10,000 corporate and technology employees means to me they're top heavy and they had too many chiefs and they don't have enough Indians. So you got to get rid of some of the. They probably have. They probably have one. They probably have like 15 people that have the same title, all doing the same thing. When you could get by on 2 people with that big ass title.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Elon
means
Elon Musk is clearing out Twitter. Same thing.
Because he understands the assignment.
Mhm.
Elon Musk understands the assignment. You have too many people at the top, and you're not paying the people who actually make the company run. So get rid of the too many at the top. It's like it's kind of like school administrators. How many freaking school
Oh, my
administrators do
God.
you need?
This is a pet peeve of mine.
How many do you need?
When we went to school, you had one dean, you had one
That's it.
principal, and that was it. Now
That's it.
each grade has their own administrative staff. Remember the poor lady that was the school secretary? So there was one for the
Yeah.
whole school.
One, yeah.
Now each grade has their own staff.
Without a doubt.
I mean,
And I
do
think
we really
Meta
need these
would
people?
Amazon is 10,000. Facebook, I can't call it Meta. That's so stupid. Facebook and Instagram's parent company, Meta, is laying off 11,000 people. Again, 13% of its staff at the upper levels. Why? Because they have too many at the top that are getting overpaid for doing relatively nothing.
For what I know of corporations, when the money's coming in and the money's flowing, they'll pay people, right? But now that the money's not flowing, they got to cut.
Well, thanks
It's
to
the old
President
day,
Biden.
when back in the day here in Rochester, if you were born, you got a job at Kodak, right? Well, once Kodak stopped making money, that gravy train ran out.
Yeah.
That's what's going on here. They got to cut because they're advertisers. A lot of it is political.
Yeah.
They stopped, they're pandering to the left, and people stopped buying advertising on these social platforms.
And now
Social
there's some
media.
people going to be out of a job right before Christmas. Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Unfortunately.
So hey, thank whoever's in power. Thanks to the inflation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's trickle down eventually, right? People aren't making money. Inflation is high. Food prices are high. People can't buy crap on Amazon like they were. And now you got to lay off 10,000 of your upper management people because you can't get it done. Hey, I don't feel bad for you. Hire better next time. Pay the people that actually are in the warehouses getting the job done. The people that are driving the Amazon trucks, the actual workers that get it done. Pay those guys. Guys.
I think we found out that all this work from home stuff was stupid, right?
Yeah.
How many people took advantage of that?
Everyone took advantage.
Right.
I mean, when COVID first started, Beck and I, when we were on the radio, we were only like 2 of 6 people that actually went into the radio station. The
How
rest
many
of them
employees did they have? Hundreds?
I don't know. They had, there were, 30 some, 50 some in Rochester
Mhm.
at iHeart. And when we were like 2 of 6 that actually came in to do our jobs, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's crazy. All right. That's all I have for today. What do you have? You have anything fun?
I got nothing. I was planning on talking to Chad. I don't know what happened. Somebody blew it, but I don't know what happened there.
I think I blame Chad. Kind of stick around and wait just a little bit.
So maybe, but Chad is coming around, and so I think, and I do have an announcement. Lori and I are going on vacation early December, so I will miss a Wednesday. But Chad has said that he will definitely step in that day. So we'll
see. We'll see what happens.
We'll get him at some point.
We'll see what happens as far as vacation, because I
I'm
know
not
we're going to
allowed
start
to
our.
go. Are you telling me I can't go?
What? No, you can go wherever you want, but whether or not we'll do the show, I mean, I don't know. We're going to be starting our kitchen reno here in a.
I already
few,
paid Austin. We have to do the show. He's already been paid.
Well, Justin barely showed up today.
Hey, look, the check already cleared, so this is
I already paid him, so we have to do the show.
All right, that is going to do it for today's Kimberly's Revolution. Want to see my red rocket? I don't think the Polish people want to see any more red rockets from Ukraine or Russia. We're grateful that everyone was watching today, and tell your friend and share it. We appreciate you. And of course, as always, we say,
God bless. Be kind to others.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.